what's up? Crazy Russian Dad here. Crazy Russian Dad here. What's up, guys? I hope you've done your homework. Nice Sunday here. Taking my younger boy to his violin lesson. Compared to my older idiot boy, the younger boy is great. He practices all the time. He's a good boy. We're driving now to the teacher who lives God knows where. It takes an hour from our boonies to his nice posh place in Arlington. I don't have the musical talent, but I can drive. I have the driving talent. It doesn't take much of a talent to drive, but you gotta watch so you don't hit the behind of the car in front of you. And driving in America is nice. American police officers are also nice. They're honorable people, not like militia people in the Soviet Russia. I remember I have a friend, Vlad, for the first 9 years in America, Vlad, whenever they would stop you, for speeding and stuff, or some kind of accident, Vlad would say, "Sorry, officer, from Russia 3 months ago," and they would say, "All right, well, just in this country, pay attention. Here's the warning." Until one day, some officer actually looked at his driver's license and said, "No, sir, you're not here 3 months ago. You're here 11 years. Here's your ticket." That's when he got his first ticket. Now, every Russian has actually a bad relationship, or at least with police. Why? Driving police, whatever they're called here. It's because things are very different in the old country. We're stopped at the intersection. I hate this intersection. It takes 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes here to get from red to green. I don't know what they're doing. It's like, I don't know who we're waiting on. There's green. So anyhow, I'll tell you what, in Russia, at least when I was there, when police stop you, you need to get out of the car, you come to them, right? You get out and you say, "Sorry, officer." And so every Russian person who first bought a car, buys a car, that's what they do. If they're stopped for doing something bad. So I remember that. And this friend Vlad too, he was police, turned on the blinking thingy on the top of the car, so they stopped. So what does Vlad do? He does what a Russian driver is supposed to do. He gets out of the car and he starts walking with his driver's license. He starts walking towards the police car. Police car turn on the loud speaking thing. I don't know what it's called in English, but they say, "Sir, get back to your vehicle." Vlad's like, "Well, I don't understand." So he gets back in the vehicle. Then the officer gets out. Then Vlad gets out and runs towards the officer. The officer takes out the gun and says, "No, take step more forward toward me. I shoot." Vlad says, "Why shoot? You stop." Anyway, so long story short, maybe not that short. The point is, in America, police come to you. You don't come to them. You patiently sit in the car. So I'll tell you, maybe you're too young to drive still, but say if you're speeding or if you've done anyhow, if police stop you, you have to wait patiently and sit, and then you roll down the window like this. And the police officer says, "Do you know how fast you're going?" And then you say, "Yes, officer, I was going," whatever. So don't get out of the car. That's actually important. But you might be too young to get a ticket yet, or even to drive. But you know what? You're never too young to do homework. You should really do homework. But the driving thing is interesting. In Russia, I tell you, there was no traffic in Russia. Why no traffic? Because no cars. There was just public transportation. I get on my tramway number 6. That took me to the Gorky Square in St. Petersburg, where there was my university. Yeah, I remember I forgot gloves once. Oh God, it was a cold day in Russia, minus 30 centigrade. You know, they measure things are warmer here in America because they measure them in Fahrenheit. What's this Fahrenheit? Some other dude, like Celsius, but it's Fahrenheit. But in Fahrenheit it's colder or warmer, I'm not sure. There is some magic formula. Minus 32 times 5 nines, that's what they tell me. Anyway, I forgot my gloves and it was cold by Fahrenheit and Reaumur and Celsius too, and I forgot gloves. Oh my God, I got so cold, it was brutal. I froze my my hands off, and I walked into a station, but I didn't know that I froze my hands off because they were numb. I felt nothing. I walk in and I'm fine, and then oh my God, I started thawing. You know, they got warm again, and when they warm after cold, they're very painful. And so I stand there at the Russian subway car, and I moan, because why I moan? Why moan? I moan because it's because it's painful. Because you know, first it's cold and then it's warm. You don't know. You guys are pampered in this country, unless you're from Minnesota. In which case, I work with somebody from Minnesota. They say it's just as cold as in frigging Siberia in Minnesota. Anyhow, so I froze my hands off. Ever since then, my hands are somewhat sensitive in this time of year. Anyhow, we're almost there. I'll be signing out soon, but I'll tell you, driving in Boston is something else. You know, you gotta be careful. I went almost the wrong way. I go there to work every day. I work hard, but today I take a right on the Route 16. That's where the fancy violin teacher maestro lives, and he studies my son. He teaches my son rather. He's always nicely dressed. I feel like a peasant compared to him. I come and you know, straight from volleyball. I play volleyball on Sundays, so I come. I wear my best sweatpants and hoodie. But no, this man is intelligentsia from Cambridge. He wears a nice, almost tuxedo every day. Da, tuxedo, unbelievable. Tuxedo is a funny word. For the longest time, I thought it had something to do with a taxi. So I thought tuxedo, no, not so much, but I have an uncle who drives one. That's what I responded. English is a hard language, I will tell you that much. Some things are just hard for Russians. What are those things? Like the articles. Articles are hard. When do I say a? And when do I say the? And when do I say nothing? I don't know, but somehow Americans know how to say that. Like, I am driving behind a car, like this nice whatever from California. Is that do I say behind the car or a car? Now, whenever I look at the dictionary, they say that is like a this. So I don't, well, this car just went left. I almost crashed into it. I'm glad I'm paying attention. But anyhow, so when do I say I drive behind a car versus the car? Well, I remember from my schooling that the first time you say a car, but the second time you say the car. Why? Because it's that car, you know, the car that you first said a to. But I don't know, I just wish I knew English more. Then there are some words that are hard, you know, like sheet versus shit. I can never know which one it is, but because I try at work especially not to say shit unnecessarily. Whenever I need to say the other one, I say sheet, you know, just so that people think I'm a respectable fellow. My father-in-law, he's even worse at English than me. I am pretty good, I'd say. But his vocabulary is good, but his pronunciation, I'll tell you, it's something else. He says envelope, but everybody knows it's envelope, I think. So, I think I may need to pay the toll. Now, the tolls, Tobin Bridge, it's unbelievable. They invented some kind of a box. You put in the car, a box, pay. I don't have that box. So, and also, at least there used to be people who took money from you. Now you have no people. There is a they take my picture. I smile, but usually then later they send me ticket for like you owe money, like I am some kind of a criminal, which I'm not a criminal, but I don't have the box, the pay-per-view box, in the car. I go, and since when do we pay for Tobin Bridge? A friend of mine, an actual American, told me that many years ago they put the small toll with one box, and they charge maybe, I don't know, 25 cents, and it paid for the bridge itself, but it paid off after a few years. So what do they do? Wait, oh no, I'm okay. What do they do? You think they stopped after they paid for the bridge? No, they didn't stop. The number is now $3.50. That's why I'm taking extra 11 miles here to go around it. Because you know how much those lessons cost for my younger boy? But I don't mind. At least he does his homework and he practices. Anyhow, I've been talking too long today. If you practice music, practice hard, go do your homework. And as always, do you like my coat? I think it's a nice coat. My wife gave it to me. It's young, it's new, it's only 3 years. So go home and go do your homework and stay warm. Good night.